Of for Kyle to hear that comparison to Jim Carrey because I think he would definitely enjoy and appreciate that comparison. I think Kyle is just as brilliant as Jim Carrey, and the character that he plays, Larry, is exactly how you're saying. We don't know what we're dealing with here. It's always exactly as you said. Is he smarter than he is appearing to be, or is he, are we patronizing a killer, so to speak, or what is really happening? And so I think that's part of the thrill of Don't Tell Larry all the way down to the end.
What I love about this movie is the confines in it. It's like one office building. The story revolves just around an office, two floors of an office building. Everything that goes on is sort of sectioned to that. We have a story, a full hour and a half movie confined to basically an office building about a death that happens or in sort of unusual, suspicious circumstances. And then the plot sort of the story sort of unravels from there. It's not a You don't have to be a rocket scientist to work it out.
No, it's very straight to the point, and it seems to follow a certain trajectory until it kind of forces the viewer to perhaps start considering, is there a fork in the road that we weren't aware of? Is there a twist to the plot? And I think that's some of the fun that it is. It does appear to be just a workplace comedy when it starts out, but it goes deeper into the plot and into it makes it, you can't tell who has done what or how things have happened, and that's some of the fun of Don't Tell Larry.
And Kenneth, how did this opportunity arrive in your doorstep?
I actually auditioned for the role at the I guess it was during a holiday, actually, Jim. It was around Thanksgiving in the States, is November. And I believe maybe I sent in my tape the day or so after Thanksgiving Day. And by that Monday, I had been offered the role. So I don't know, I did not know Kyle or the creators and the writers and directors of Don't Tell Larry, John Shimke and Greg Porper. I didn't know them prior to working on this film together, but my agent sent me an audition. I sent a tape back and I was offered the role.
And Kenneth, where did you film? Where was it shot? The location? I was trying to do my research on it, but nothing was coming about. Where did you actually shoot this? And did you shoot it maybe a year or two ago?
We shot in Dallas, Texas, and it was January, yes, a year or so ago. And it was cold, cold, cold. And some of if you've seen the full movie, some of the ending of the movie, a lot of it takes place outside. We had a few overnight shoots outside in the forest, and it was freezing. But to see how the movie has turned out it's made it all worth it. But it was some very cold overnight shooting, 12 hours or so in the forest in Texas in the wintertime. It was fun.
And you almost have that sort of relationship off from the bat in terms of with Patty Guggenheim, who plays Susan. There's an almost like of a chemistry there. You're almost like the two bad bees or the two bumbling gossip mouths of a building. This is every business who probably should mind their own business, dare I say, but like to stick their nose where it's not sort of wanted. And sometimes when you stick your nose where it's not wanted, it comes back to bite you in the backside. And dare I say, they get a bit more than what they chewed off.
Well, and you're right, Jim. What I appreciate about this experience in particular is that thing called chemistry. As I said, I had never met anyone in person, and everyone else, they knew each other. But when I showed up in Dallas, I live in Los Angeles, but I lived almost half my life in Dallas, Texas, actually. So it was nice to come home and shoot there. But there was just instant chemistry with Patty and I. And originally, I was told that the roles were written so that there were only co-workers and that my character, Patrick, just sort of got roped into everything that was happening. But because of the instant chemistry, and everyone on set was an improviser, including myself, we just began to have that kind of gel. And so it turns out that in the movie the characters are much closer than they were originally written in the script. They are friends. They have some backstory. They have some history together. And it's exactly what you've said. Patrick has been drawn into Susan's web of just really manic curiosity. She cannot help but dig deeper because of her ambition. She wants to be the head of the company, and I won't go too much into the details of the plot because I don't want to give it away. But because of her ambition and that curiosity, she pulls Patrick in, and they just spiral down into a ride that neither of them had counted on having.
Yeah, and I suppose all great sets are headed up by an experienced sort of actor, an actor with years in this years of service in the business. And Ed Begley Jr., we remember him from his Battlestar Galactica days back in the late 70s, a veteran of the business, been in so many good comedic roles, so many serious sort of roles. And in terms of that, you almost feel like him being murdered. There's a bit of comedic flair to that as well, because you can almost you recognize the face, you recognize the actor straight off the bat as well. So that brings a bit of light entertainment to it as well when you'd consider the humor of the guy.
Yes, Ed Begley Jr. was, first of all, fantastic to work with, but I think it was a great casting a great catch to have, and to have someone who was just so much of an improviser, as I mentioned, the other cast members are as well. And we just had so much fun playing off of what Ed was doing. He was very much off script a lot, and by that I don't mean he was off his lines. He knew exactly what was going on, but what he put into the role in terms of his personal improvisation was just fantastic. And him, along with Dot Marie Jones, which a lot of people know from Glee and from other projects, we had a really great time. And yet, to your point, a lot of seasoned actors around, including Patty. Patty and Kyle both are improvisers from an improv company that is really well known in the States called The Groundlings. And Patty, we've seen her on Marvel and She-Hulk, and she'll be out in another Marvel franchise this summer as well. So yeah, it was a fun time.
And speaking about other people's projects, it's a busy time for you as well, Kenneth, I do believe. Many projects in the works that are coming our way. We don't have to wait too long. They're just nearly around the corner for us.
Yeah, it's been a great season for me right now. I've been recurring on a show called Will Trent. It is a hit show on ABC, and I play a character named Josiah Patnett, who is an attorney, among other things. It's a really great opportunity, a great role, and really great people to work with. So I've been on season 2 and 3 of Will Trent, as well as I will be appearing in HBO Max's Duster this season. At the end of it's their first season, I'll be on the last episode of the season. And BET Plus's Churchy is coming out in August, I think, as well, or later on this summer. So it's been a fun time. I got to appear on NBC's Night Court before it ended its run. I was on season 1 and 2. So having a good time.
And Kenneth, before I let you go, I'm going to turn it over to you now for the final 30 seconds or so. You might enlighten all our audience why they should go to their cinema theaters en masse on June the 20th, dare I say, to check out Don't Tell Larry. And when they do, Kenneth Mosley, what's in store for them?
Well, I think what is really important to note is that Don't Tell Larry is not just a comedy, and it's not just a thriller. It's really the combination of a dark comedy and a thriller that is what many reviewers are saying is set to be a cult classic. So I think it'll be around for many years because of its plot, because of its twist, because of the fun and lightheartedness that is in the plot, and that the twist that you'll see as well is something that you don't want to miss. I think you'll have fun watching it over and over again. If you don't see it in theaters near you, you can catch it also on Amazon as well as Apple. And check it out. It is a fun ride.